My friends and I may be podcasters, but if we succeed, we will be remembered as legends of DC.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane.
The Krypton Report, the podcast dedicated to all things Kryptonian. We review the television show Supergirl, discuss the upcoming sci-fi series Krypton. We look at previous TV shows, animation, films, comics, all about the noble house of L. So here we go. I'm your host Tyler, and let's talk Super.
All right, what's going on? Welcome to the next episode of Krypton Report. It is me, Tyler, your host. And how's everybody doing? Awesome. Today is a little different because today I'm going to be flying solo. Yeah, that's right. Jania's out of town, and I've tried to get a hold of replacements, and everybody's really busy, and I wanted to get this episode out. So I'm just going to kind of do something a little bit different than what we usually do. What I want to do is I want to talk, but I really like you guys to get on social media and give me some feedback. And just kind of talk to us about the episode. The episode today is Season 2, Episode 3, Welcome to Earth, directed by Rachel Taylor. You know how I am with names. But she is most famously known for, she directed Tank Girl back in the early 90s. She's done some episodes of Rain, Sherlock, Flash, Legends, Doctor Who. So she's been around the genre, so that's good. It's always nice to have someone who appreciates the genre when they come to work on such a episode of Supergirl. But real quick, before I forget, though, I want to shout out that October 16th, 2001, Smallville debuted. That's right. It's been 15 years since Clark ran through the fields of Kansas. And everybody knows I'm a big Smallville fan, and I just did another episode of the Always Hold On to Smallville podcast with Zach Moore. That'll be dropping, I think, this week or maybe next week. So you can check that out. So we would do a Smallville special, but with Supergirl and things being the war, we'll probably do a Smallville special some other time, maybe next summer. But if you want to talk Smallville and hear Smallville, check out Always Hold On to Smallville. But back to Supergirl. Now, this episode was cool for several different things. We got Linda Carter as the president. And if you're saying, okay, Linda Carter was Wonder Woman. That's right. The woman herself. The Wonder. Miss Linda Carter. Now, this episode, I kind of wondered, how does Supergirl do her hair? Because she mentions to Alex that the president's here, and she's all excited and bubbly, and she can't wait. She's like freaking out fangirl style for the president. And she mentions about doing her hair, and I'm like, we've had to do How Does Superman Shave? But how does Supergirl fix her hair? Yeah, that's right. Long pauses. Think about that for a little bit. Now, I love the way this episode starts, where there's Snapper Carr versus Jimmy, and kind of a whose job this is. Snapper definitely is taking the power from Jimmy and letting him know, like, hey, I'm going to lead this, and Jimmy's just getting bowled over. But we're still not sure why Jimmy's now the head of Catco. Who's the new photographer? Who's doing the pictures, the editorial? So it'd be a little interesting to see where that goes. And with Jimmy, I feel like so far he's really getting downplayed in these episodes. I would have liked to have seen him and Clark more like best friends. And we know that Tyler signed on for 3. We were told he was going to do 3 episodes. So I'm wondering if he'll come back later on in the series, which would be nice to see him. Just bring that excellent portrayal of Superman to the screen. We get the president landing, and Supergirl shows up, and she lands next to a little girl, and the little girl's like, do you know her? And Supergirl's like, no, not yet, I'm just here. And there's an attack. But we're not sure who's attacking the president. Now, the episode opened with the person in the pod breaking out. And Kara just assumes that that's who's in the pod. Who's attacking the president is the man that was in the pod. We've yet to identify that man yet. And so we go on this extensive search for him. The president's, all their men are getting attacked by, looks like fire blasts, which to me doesn't make sense because the heat vision, if he was Kryptonian, would be the same. But yeah, so balls of fire, great. Balls of fire. So weird. Anyways. Kara saves the president with her cape. As the cape catches on fire, she spins around, saves it, which was awesome to see. It was really nice, really cool. Later we get another little spin that represents the old Wonder Woman, where she would spin and change into Wonder Woman from Diana Prince. And we get to meet Maggie Sawyer. She's part of the police department at National City Special Division for aliens and weird stuff. So, not a metahuman task force, but an alien task force. And she comes off really cocky, really strong, and immediately makes a connection with Alex. And we'll talk about that more later. Now, Supergirl goes on to talk to Lena Luthor, who we find out her company has created a device that you can touch that'll tell if you're an alien or human. And Supergirl has a whole, attack on this. And I mean, what are your thoughts, right? And this is supposed to be more of an open conversation episode. If there are aliens here, would we want to know? Should we know? I mean, aliens are just allegorical characters in these stories for race, religion, gender, ethnicity, sexual preferences. And that's the story that we're really telling. But we're using the aliens as the way of covering it. So what are your thoughts? I mean, that theme is carried on through this whole episode with Maggie Sawyer. The dive bar that we visit, that's for aliens, where we find out that John goes to, and find out there's another Martian, a female. We find at the very end of the episode. I'm skipping ahead, but it's okay. She calls herself McGann. She doesn't have the red hair, but for all those out there who watched Young Justice, she did the red hair and everything because of Hello Megan TV series. But at one point she did show her true form where she was bald as well. And I'm wondering, based off this episode, are they going to do her strictly as a Green Martian, which is not true to her comic book origin. In the comic book, she was a white Martian in disguise as a Green Martian. And we saw what white Martians were like in her earlier season 1 episode. But John is completely caught off guard and excited. I mean, wouldn't you if you're the last of your kind? I mean, poor Clark, the last female of his kind is his cousin. We'll just leave it there. Now, they continue talking about wish they had the kryptonite, and I love there's no kryptonite. I think it's such a stronger story that there's no kryptonite, and they're going after the man in the pod. Now, Wynn is able to triangulate a signal, and we found out he was sending us to a signal to a planet called Daxam. Daxam was a sister planet of Krypton. Basically, Kryptonians and Daxamites are like the Hatfields and the McCoys, as they say in the episode. And he is a Daxamite. And he has powers, we find out, similar to Kryptonian. And we'll find out probably more as it goes on. But he doesn't have the same powers as Superman. Now, him and Kara get talking. And he says his name's Mon-El. Which is weird for me, okay? Because in the comics, his name was Largrand, sorry. And Superboy, one of it, gives him the name of Mon-El because he thinks that they are related, Kryptonian. He can't remember his name. And he landed on a Monday. Monday, L for the house. So for him to just basically say, my name is Mon-El, is weird because L is a Kryptonian family name. So we'll see how that goes. But that was just one thing that irked me. What about you guys? What do you think? Okay, good. I agree. Now, we do find out that the villain is Scorcher. She's throwing fireballs, and Kara takes her out pretty easily. Of course, Supergirl. and saves the president. The president signs legislations about Alien Amnesty Act, and the president says something to her about, hey, I was so cool seeing Air Force One, and she says, what about my other jet? Nice, right? Now, as she leaves, she transforms a little bit, and it makes you wonder, is the president an alien? Is an alien taking the president's spot? Personally, what does Tyler think? Tyler thinks it would have been awesome. Crypto. Tyler thinks it would have been awesome if Linda Carr was actually Hippolyta, who would come and is president, and we bring in the Amazons. But hey, whatever. And that's about it for this episode. I mean, there's a lot more, but this is definitely, like I said, an episode that I want to spark conversation. I want you to hit up the Twitter, hit up the Facebook, hit up online, just emails. Give us feedback. Let's really take this episode as a chance for me to communicate with you. Okay? What were your thoughts? What did you like about this episode? What do you think about the development of Alex? They said that the character is supposed to come out this season. And is it going to be Alex? I mean, it's kind of, is it forced? Is it natural? I mean, what do you think as far as character development? I mean, it's one thing, I mean, we have a LGBT, right? Yeah. Character on all the shows. I mean, Arrow has 1, Flash has 2, White Canary is on Legends. So what do you think of the development of this character or adding a character? See, when they change characters, I think sometimes they do these changes and it can and can't work. And the addition of Maggie is fine. But anyways, that'll wrap this episode up. Like I said, get back to us on the social feed. And remember, look up in the sky.
If you want to contact Krypton Report, feel free to do so. You can find us on Facebook. You can also find us on Twitter at Krypton Report. You can find us at southgatemediagroup.com. Emails at kryptonreportpod@gmail.com.
And one last quick thing. With all that holiday shopping coming up, you know that you can support Southgate Media Group by going to southgatemediagroup.com. There's a portal there. You click on it, it'll take you to Amazon, and you can log into your Amazon account from there, and a portion of all your purchases from Amazon will go to help support these podcasts. All right? Happy holidays.